All right, let's get right into it. Most traders who look at the Ichimoku Cloud, they get the basics, right? You've got your Tenkan-sen and your Kijun-sen, which are basically just fast and slow lines. And of course, you've got the Kumo, the cloud itself. But today, we're going to zero in on one clean, super reliable setup. And it all hinges on a part of the indicator that, honestly, most people just ignore. This is going to give you a serious edge in spotting real trend changes.
Hey, does this sound familiar to you? You see the Tenkan-sen cross over the Kijun-sen, that classic golden cross or death cross. So you jump into a trade, you're feeling good, and then bam, the market just whipsaws right back on you. You just got caught in a fake out. It's so common, and man, is it frustrating.
So why does that happen so often? Well, it's because most traders are acting on, let's call it, half the story. They see that cross and they think, this is it, a guaranteed reversal. But what they're missing is the single most powerful confirmation tool in the entire Ichimoku system. It's really the unsung hero of this whole indicator. And that hero? It's the Chiku span. You see, when the Ichimoku system was first designed, the Chiku span had a very specific job: to show the truth. The real, honest-to-goodness relationship between where the price is right now and where it was in the recent past. Its whole purpose is to cut right through all the noise and give you absolute clarity. And that leads to this core principle that you'll hear from pretty much every seasoned Ichimoku trader. The Chiku span just doesn't lie. The other parts of the system, they might give you some early hints, a little nudge, but the Chiku, that's what tells you for sure that the market psychology and the underlying structure have genuinely shifted.
So let's break this down. Think of the Tenkan-Kijun cross as just a heads up. It's like the market is kind of raising its hand and saying, hey, momentum might be shifting over here. But the Chiku span breakout, oh, that's the real deal. That's the confirmation. That's the signal that tells you the market structure itself has fundamentally changed. And I love this phrase because it perfectly captures the idea. When the Chiku span breaks out, it means the price has finally pushed past all that old resistance or support. The path is clear. It now has what Japanese traders call space to fly. And that is the moment a brand new trend can really take off.
Okay, so how do we actually trade this thing? Let's walk through the exact step-by-step blueprint for a bullish breakout, our buy setup. Okay, first things first, you need context. We're looking for a clear downtrend where the price is trading below the cloud. Second, you spot that golden cross, the Tenkan moving above the Kijun. But, and this is crucial, this cross has to happen below the cloud. Now, step 3 is the most important part of all. You wait. Seriously, don't do anything yet. This is just an early warning. You are patiently waiting for step 4, the Chiku span to break cleanly above the price candles from 26 periods ago. That is your confirmation. And finally, you enter your buy on the close of that breakout candle.
And what about risk management? For a buy trade like this, the rule is simple and super effective. You're just going to place your stop loss right below the Kijun-sen, which is the market's medium-term balance point. Or you can tuck it just below the most recent swing low.
All right, now let's look at the sell setup, and you'll see how this all clicks into place. It's the exact same logic, just flipped completely upside down for a bear market. So for this one, you start by identifying a strong uptrend, with the price clearly above the Kumo. Then you spot the death cross, the Tenkan crossing below the Kijun. But again, the location is key. It happens above the cloud. And what do we do next? You guessed it, we wait. This is just the heads up. Our real entry signal, our confirmation, is when that Chiku span slices down below the past price action. That's our green light to enter a sell trade. And for the bearish setup, your stop loss is just the mirror image. It goes right above the Kijun-sen, or just above the most recent swing high. This keeps your risk totally defined, and it's all based on the internal logic of the Ichimoku system itself. Pretty neat, right? Now look, this setup doesn't show up every single day, but that's a good thing. Because when it does, it's incredibly powerful. So let's build a quick checklist, your rules of engagement, to help you spot only the absolute best, highest quality setups.
Okay, so this setup really shines after a long drawn-out trend. Why? Because that's when a market is exhausted and a real reversal is actually likely. You also want to see that Tenkan/Kijun cross happen somewhere near the cloud, as it signals a much cleaner transition. Most importantly, though, you need a clean Chiku breakout, not one that's all tangled up in price. And for some extra firepower, it's always a good idea to check if the higher time frames are pointing in the same direction.
Just as important is knowing when to sit on your hands and not trade. So if the market is just chopping sideways in a range, avoid this setup completely. You have to remember, Ichimoku is a momentum and trend following system. If there's no clear trend to reverse, there's no trade to take. And if you see that Chiku span just stuck inside the price candles, messy and tangled up, stay away. The signal just isn't clear. You know, there's a Japanese trading term that perfectly, and I mean perfectly, captures the entire feeling of this setup. It's called shomega, and it means, quite simply, the tide has turned. That's exactly what the Chiku span breakout is screaming at you. It's signaling that everything, the market sentiment, the structure, the momentum, it's all finally aligned for a powerful new move. So let's put it all together one last time. Here is the entire strategy in 5 simple steps. Step 1, get your context by identifying the trend. 2, spot that cross to get your momentum heads up. 3, and this is the big one, practice patience and wait for the cheeky breakout for your confirmation. 4, execute the trade. And 5, manage your risk by setting your stop at the Kijun. It's simple, it's visual, and it is incredibly reliable. So there you have it. By combining that initial momentum shift from the Tenkan Kijun cross with the rock-solid structural confirmation of the Chico span breakout, you get the complete picture. You're not guessing at reversals anymore. You're waiting for the market to prove to you that it's ready. So now you have the signal. The only question left to ask when you pull up your charts is the tide about to turn?